Hello, lovely artists. Here we go with our form worksheet for this week. So we're getting very close to the finish line with our design booklets. Okay, so form is what? Well, form is very often used to describe three-dimensional objects or sculpture. So, in a two-dimensional thing, which is flat, we can create form through perspective and shading. So, I could make a sculpture of a ball, which is three-dimensional, or this thing here is two-dimensional. It's on a flat piece of paper, but we've created an illusion of three-dimensionality by using shadows. Okay, so we learned about shape. So let's have a look here. Shape is a flat thing, right? A triangle, what is a triangle? What does that become in form? When you're making form, it becomes a cone. So this is where your flat thing becomes 3D. You would construct a cone. Let's use a different color. A rectangle, that's your flat thing, that's shape. Then, when we move to form, our rectangle becomes a rectangular prism, like a box. Okay, then it takes on form, it becomes a 3D thing. A circle, you guys know this from geometry. A circle becomes a sphere, which is a ball, and a square very simply becomes a cube. So you know all of this because you've done some geometry. Okay, I forgot about the triangle. And a triangle can become two things. It can either become a cone or a four-sided pyramid. So there are two variations with a triangle. Okay, so geometric forms are often found in man-made things, and they are precise and regular. Think of skyscrapers. You could have some kind of an amazing lamp. And a biometric form is something that's found in nature. A cloud, raindrops, the trunk of a tree, loads of things like branches, like you'll have branches that will have this kind of shape. Okay, pebbles, lots and lots of organic forms. So this ties in with organic, and it's the 3D version of an organic shape. So shape, 2D, form, 3D. Okay, watch this. Over here, we've got a light source. There's the light shining, right? So where's the light shining? There we go. The rays of light are shining onto this sphere. This is our light source. Here we have the highlight. This is where the light is falling. Midtones are over here. Do you see this kind of a gray? And then the shadows over here are in a very dark color. And then here we've got the same thing. Because an object that is three-dimensional always casts a shadow. And this is how artists work with different colors. This is where your hue and your shading, tints and shades come into play over here. Okay? Tints and shades are used. Tints and shades of any color. You could do this with blue also. So you've got your dark shadow, you've got your shade of very dark, you've got your in-between shade, and moving into your tints for your light highlights. Okay, so I want you to look carefully at that because we're going to put that into practice in just a minute. Okay, here is the next part of your worksheet for this. Mine looks a little bit battered. I hope yours is still looking nice. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we have got light sources. Watch the light source. Where's the light falling? Well, think logically. The light is going to be falling onto this side of the object here. This is falling on the top, and the light is falling on the side over here. So how are you going to create form? Well, you're going to take a nice look at what this over here tells you. First thing you're going to do is over here is going to be your lightest thing. This is where you're going to have your highlights. Then the shadow side is going to be here. You're going to have lots of dark shadow on this side like this. Even maybe like this. And remember, this shape casts a shadow on the ground like this. Notice how I vary this with tints and shades. And that's all that you're going to do, is you're going to make your shadow like this, okay, falling on it to make that into a 3D thing. Same with this. Where is the shadow going to fall? The light is falling on the top, so you're going to have shadow falling all around this, okay, like this. Which part is going to be in shadow? This is going to have like a medium shadow on the sides, and the top is going to be very, very light, because that's where the light is falling. So you're going to play around with that. This one here, the light is falling on this side, so this side here is going to be in shadow, like that. And you're going to have shadow falling here as well, on the ground, like this, okay? So you're going to practice that. And then this one is simple. This is exactly the same as the example that we saw on the first page. You've got your deep shadow here, and then you've got the same kind of a shadow going there. Shadow gets lighter, and then you've got your shades like that, which make it look. See how that makes those shapes look 3D? Okay, so an example of geometric forms. Well, that's very simple. You're going to draw those. A biometric form, well, you're going to draw something from nature. And you're going to draw a form version of the shape. So this is the shape. What would the form be? Very easy. This shouldn't take you longer than 5 minutes. Okay, so that's form for elements of art. Quickly revisiting geometry. Ugh, who likes math? Actually, I don't mind geometry. It's algebra that made me feel very sad in school. All right, next we're doing a lot this week, because actually these are short, okay? So we're going to finish the last 2 sections of our design booklet. Now this looks really complicated, but it's not. We're talking here about space. Okay, space. What is space in art? It's the area within and around an object. And you, the artist, decide on the space. So here we are with positive space. Positive space is the chair. Negative space is everything outside of the chair. And we're revisiting again. Remember, we had that example of the FedEx label with amazing use of positive and negative space. And I'll give you an example. I played with positive and negative space in my design booklet. This is the positive space, and I've done the negative space with a blue, which gives it a very interesting effect. Negative space, this is not part of the scissors, and this is the positive space. All right, so there's that. Then we create an illusion of space through perspective. Okay, so you're going to draw a horizon line. So your horizon line would be over here in this drawing. There's your horizon line. Then you add a vanishing point. Okay, so here's my, so I've got a horizon line over this. This is how you draw a horizon line. Then you put a vanishing point. Then over here, we're going to draw a square below the horizon line. You see it's parallel to the horizon line. And then you take your horizon line and you draw with a ruler. You match up the 3 corners of your square like that. And then you draw in these sides. And that's how you do that, okay? That's how you create a horizon line to help you to draw perspective. Now that looks at, okay, the house is here and there's the horizon in the distance. So it looks like the house, the distance is getting smaller. That's what we use a vanishing point for. All right, so I want you to have a practice with that. Then we're going to create an illusion of space through the following techniques: size, overlapping, and placement. Look at this. The big object looks closer. If I'm painting a landscape and I make big houses in the foreground and smaller houses going backwards, I did this with a Claude Monet painting in 3rd grade, and it looked very beautiful. And they were amazed to see that when they made their houses in the front look bigger and then the houses in the background go smaller, it immediately makes it look like you can go into the painting. Overlapping, obviously this banana immediately looks like it's in the front. And then this, here's my horizon line. So that looks far away and this looks closer. Now, detail. When you make things blurry as they go into the background, they actually look further away. And color. So you're going to put your darkest colors in the front and the lighter colors in the background. That's also a way to play. Actually, I'm going to use this in something I want to do. You're going to play like that with color to make things look further away. So that's how artists play with space. Then we're going to take this and we're going to start by drawing. It says here, draw a city block in perspective. What's a city block? It's just a city building. Okay, I'm not going to use a ruler for this. So let's quickly go back to our worksheet. What's this? Yep, horizon line. Good job. What's this? Vanishing point. I'm going to draw a big old city block like this. I'm going to make a rectangle. Then I'm going to take a ruler, pretend I've got a ruler, and I'm going to draw in my lines like that. So there's my rectangle. I'm drawing in my lines, and I'm going to draw in that line there. Now I need to make the city block look real. So I'm going to add those side sections, and I can add lots of windows. It's one of those high-rise apartment blocks. So there we go. Immediately it looks like a 3D thing standing in the land. Okay, so you could do a whole lot of those. Positive and negative space, well, you guys can do this yourselves. That's easy. And for this one, you're going to use 3 techniques for creating the illusion of space. Well, you're going to look over here. Size, overlapping, placement, detail, color. So what I've done, guys, this is called spoon feeding. I told you exactly what you have to do. All right. And that wraps up our elements of art. Hope you have fun with these worksheets. So by now, you should be finished with all of your worksheets. You do need to do these. Okay? You need to have these done so that you will know how to tackle the last 2 sections of your design booklets. All right. All right, let's move on now and see how to do this for our design booklet sections.